Right, can you hear us now? Can you hear us now? Someone in the chat, let us know. Can you hear us now? No sound still. Still no sound. This is not a good start. No sound. No sound. Can't hear anything. Can you hear us?
That's go further up.
What? No, that's further down.
Right. No, you want to go to the top, don't you?
No,
right.
Down the bottom. Can lip read. I'm sound, guys. Carry on. I can lip read. I'm sound. Welcome. No. Can hear you now. Hey, well done, Adam. Well done. You can hear us now. Right, we'll start all of that again. My apologies. We're going to start all that again. Right, okay. So, welcome to Chateau sale. We've already talked about the drawbridge. The drawbridge has been well and truly put down for us tonight to be here with Mr. Sale. Nice renovation.
Thank you.
Very nice renovation. The moat is without koi carp this time. The
crocodiles have eaten them all.
Yeah, the crocodiles have gone. And if you ever actually get invited to Chateau sale, the thing that is really interesting is that the community inside the castle walls are all less than 5 foot. Clearly, STEF is sizest. He likes to be taller than them. Is that the stipulation to be in the castle walls?
I like Oompa Loompas.
You like Oompa Loompas?
Big fan of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
So there you go.
That's why I'm more than welcome to come.
So there you go. So that's all going on as well. And the amount of people that tip their hat to Mr. Sale within the castle walls is quite remarkable. Don't see that around the LSV, but you do see it inside his castle walls. It's quite incredible. And it's quite interesting today because he's quite a private man. He's not allowed us into the east wing. We have been left in the west wing. That is almost like Graceland, where nobody can go upstairs to Elvis's private boudoir. Mr. Sale keeps the east wing just to himself and Mrs. Sale. You can imagine what toys and fun goes on that side of the castle. But that's another story. Good evening, Mrs. Sale. Anyway, we're here to have a little chat with you all, of course, with regards to tonight's game, the Leigh Leopards against the Warrington Wolves. But before we do, let's have a chat about last night. We said on Captain's Run, I felt that could have caught you out in terms of your threefold, but it didn't. It didn't. Albeit, first half, again, Salford gave him a go, didn't it?
Yeah, it was the discipline. I mean, KR got off to a flyer, didn't they? An absolute flyer. And we were all saying in the crowd, oh, my Lord, what's going to happen here? But then, for some reason, it got a bit spiky.
Yeah.
The game got really, and that brought Salford back into it, the Sangare and JWH and all that kind of stuff. And that really played into Salford's hands a little bit in that first half. And bar that, it would have been, KR would have carried on going, wouldn't they? But no, the effort was there from Salford without a doubt.
That's a deal, the car down here, Sangare. I mean, maybe they should give him a couple of slaps in the tunnel before he goes out, because JWH inspired him to a half-decent game.
He was JWH and McAlorum. McAlorum got away with a little bit last night. But yes, Sangare was like a man possessed. And the try he scored, that took some power, took some strength to get over.
Perfect answer to it, wasn't it? It was written that he was going to go over for that try.
Well, he's got 3 points on the other Goldthorpe this week. So.
yeah, probably has, hasn't it? Yeah, Sangare, man of the match. Well, no, he did though. But to be fair, that's something we haven't seen enough of. He's a big unit, Sangare, and it was almost like give me that ball and going over.
Absolutely.
Get out of my way, wasn't it?
Give me that ball. Peter Barley, £9.99. Go on, Pete, lad. He's up Bazza Kingston. He's up by a fiver. Dear God.
Hey, at this rate, I'm going to get me a lucky bill.
I know, unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable. Well done, Peter Barley. Good evening to you as well. But no, I mean, we haven't seen enough of that from Sangare. And, he's a big unit. And actually, I would go as far to say that if he could perform in that little 20-minute spell when he got hot-headed, if he could produce that for 60 minutes, there's a lot of teams in Super League on that form that will take a punt at Sangare because he looked the part.
He did. If he can keep his temper under control and channel it in the right direction like he did with a try, definitely I think he's, he caused problems for a little spell there.
Yeah.
And was certainly rocking that whole KR pack.
Yeah, hello there. Matty Tim, let's get Matty up. There you go. Matty says he got Salford's man of the match, Dave. That's Sangare. Great arithmetics chat with Matt Timms in our WhatsApp group last night. There's no doubt about it. It was a thorn in the side of KR, Matt. Is what I would say. You know what I mean? We always go for a little pun. I sent 2 fivers, says Bazza Kingston. Oh, hey, lovely. I tell you what, let's get an auction going. These two are at it. Absolutely. I think I'm charging too little for the membership if they're going to put this amount of money into the super chats. It's absolutely wonderful.
Fantastic.
It's wonderful. Thanks for supporting us, guys. Really, really appreciate it.
The Oompa Loompas are going to get a pay rise.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Hey, those everlasting gobstoppers. Absolutely. Yeah, tell you, coming to a membership near you soon. But in terms of KR, look, I said that I questioned STEF that bet in terms of, was it 42 and a half? 46 point head start for Salford, and I felt that could catch you out. But I also said on the captain's run that if it didn't catch you out, it would tell us a lot in terms of the mentality. And the thing that you might not know this, and the people at the ground might not know this, but it was picked up on Sky. I think it was about 20 minutes into the second half, and there was a scrum, and Salford were in really good territory, and you could hear Elliot Minchella saying, 0 second half, lads, 0 second half. He was barking at the team. The instruction from Willie Peters was, forget how many points we score, we are not being breached in the second half. That is grand final mentality. That is championship mentality. And if I'm a Robins fan, that, more so than the result, is more impressive because it says that they're ready for the challenge.
Well, that's why I went for it there. In terms of the handicap, yeah, it's always a risk when you're betting against any handicap that size. But when I saw the team selection, this would have been a perfect opportunity. I know they've just taken a week off, but for Willie Peters to go full strength, that's me. I saw the mindset, and that's what made me pick that as a thing. So I just don't care. I'm going to go for it here and really put that points difference up.
Yeah, I agree. It's something they had to go for. We've seen Saints put Salford away 3 times now, and points difference might. The points difference to Hull KR now means that they just stretched that little bit away from Wigan at the top. So it is important that it showed respect for one thing, and it showed that Willie Peters is serious about finishing top of it.
Erase you were there, weren't they?
Respect, absolutely.
See what I did
now, look, I almost feel like becoming an auctioneer. Peter Barley, £1.99, £1.99. Peter Barley now up to £11.99, £11.99. Manskins only 10. Do I hear 15? Do I hear 15? Anyway, we'll stop that. But no, happy days. Look, great stuff. Look, Pete, Baz, thanks very much indeed for your support. Really appreciate it. Jokes aside. But no, great win for KR. Doesn't do their points difference any harm. Of course, the big one against Wigan. Now, we've given so much credit to KR. I think we had it together. Like, this is nice. This is the future. One of these days, we will get the bells and the whistles, and we'll be a bit more of this. It's a nice chat that we're going to have. But we spoke about this before coming out. Robins fans, if you don't like constructive criticism, maybe turn your hearing aids down at this point. I've just said what was impressive about the Robins last night. What will concern me about the Robins, Greg, will come to you on this one first, okay? So my concern for the Robins will be, they were always, after the first 10 minutes, they're winning that game. The question was by how much? Would everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
They're winning by how much? My concern as a Robins fan would be discipline. This game, you're winning it. Why is Tyrone May getting sent off for 10 minutes for dissent? What's that about? Why is JWH getting under the collar and doing gestures to the fans that he's probably going to get banned for the Wigan game for now?
Yeah.
Potentially. You imagine that the RFL. Oh, yes. Let's ban JWH,
And Tyrone May.
Because let's be fair, JWH, Paul Norman, he came to Warrington. They'll love that. They'll be like, playing right into our hands. So now, imagine that. Imagine if JWH is not playing in that Wigan game because of that. It was nothing. I mean, apologies to Matt Timms, apologies to Salford, but you were never winning that game after 10 minutes. It was always going to be how many KR could put on you and how respectable that Salford could keep it. So for me, Greg, you can now answer the question. If you're a Robins fan and you've seen that behaviour from your players in a game that doesn't matter, does that open the door to Wigan to get under the skin in a couple of weeks? And
you have to ask that question. I'd be really, really concerned about that. There was no need, as you say, no need for Tyrone May to react to the referee the way he did. And Wigan, Wigan are past masters at getting under your skin. They know how to do it. It's how they've won games. They win close games by that winding up. So yeah, if I'm a Hull KR fan, I think that's my biggest worry for Hull KR if they get to the grand final against Wigan, that it's the mind games that could let them down rather than the skills on the pitch.
Simo, why don't you put 20 quid in, mate? It's the only chance you're going to finish top this year, my friend. So if you're going to call out Bazza and if you're going to call out Mr. Peter Barley for competing, then this is your one and only opportunity as a Castleford fan and maybe finishing top of something this year. So why not put 20 quid into the super chat or quite frankly, button your lip, mate. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not having any of that. Unbelievable stuff from you, Steph. Your take on this?
Yeah, it's this is a
This
good
is
way.
why we don't get together, by the way.
I'm loving the peer pressure to get the super chats in. That's an outstanding marketing technique. Derek Beaumont will be proud of that one. Discipline. I said it a few times to the KR lads we were sat with last night. It was a game where they were winning comfortably, and they got caught in the trap. I mean, it's very easy for us to say that.
You can't walk out.
No, yeah, exactly. You get caught in it in the moment, and I think that's what happened with KR, because you can't take that competitiveness out of them. And I think Salford knew they'd get under the skin by doing it that way. Yeah. But KR need to watch for that, because the last thing they need at the moment, when they've got big games coming up for league leadership, something they've never done before, is to lose some of your best players. And Tyrone May, I can't remember Tyrone May ever getting done for discipline.
No, not for Melvin.
So you could tell how much they'd gone, and it was just bizarre in a game where it was gone, and you were basically it was a captain's run, not a game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so
for me, it was how quickly it kind of got to that point. It suddenly appeared out of nowhere, and that's what surprised, took me by surprise.
Baz has just gazumped him by a penny. Can you believe that? Back to you, Mr. Peter Barler. But rumour has it that Willie Peters at half time turned around and said, "Why can't you see what you're doing to me?"
Yeah.
Why can't you? Did you see what I did there?
I thought you were going into Adele then.
No. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? Yeah. Hey, there you go. It's all coming out, isn't it? But there you go. I hope Aidy's back in. Oh, Mark Hill's coming with 15. Oh, look at this. Mark Hill's coming with 15 quid.
We can have a few beers.
Mate, this is unbelievable. I'm not being
free
funny.
night.
I'm not going to get
I'm
old
not being
tonight.
funny. To get over that toll bridge was 100 quid. You know what I mean? So you've actually paid the fare.
He was complaining about £4 on his tax bill the other day.
He
He
was,
said 15 quid.
Yeah, Mark.
It's
that's
good.
I'm going to claim it
unbelievable.
back on his receipt.
Absolutely. But look, bottom line is this: KR for me, champion side. But that's the bit. That's the hurdle. If you're going to be a champion team, you've got to keep your composure. And the fact that they lost it against Salford, that would worry me. It would worry me a lot. Wigan will look at that and go, interesting. They're winning the Shield. They can't not win the Shield, can they? Surely they're winning the Shield.
Yeah,
they're winning the Shield.
Yeah.
But the bottom line, and that's great. I mean, let's be fair. There's 3 trophies up for grabs. There'll be 2 in the cabinet.
Massive.
That's a phenomenal achievement for KR. If that's all that they got, and they were to miss out on the big one. But if I'm a Robins fan, I want my team up here now starting to behave and think like the Championship side.
Hargreaves and May get a ban, that'll be the kick that they need to kind of say, right, we've got to behave ourselves now. Yeah,
absolutely. And for those who are not Super League Raw members, become a member. Look at all what's going on here, the banter that we're having with our members. That's it. This is a two-way thing. I say that every show, don't I? It's a two-way thing. We know our members. We care about our members. We go to games with our members. We're not people that just take. We give as well. So, become a part of the greatest community in rugby league. You won't regret it. Right, okay. What a great... Oh, I hope Peter Barley's gone back in. He's not getting... this is unbelievable. Come on, Mark. He said Peter Barley's gone back in. This is unbelievable.
The most crazy thing for me is these are all people from Yorkshire.
And these are members.
I thought they were tight as hell. The money flowing in here.
Happy Yorkshire Day. Happy Yorkshire Day.
I know
it's payday. It's payday.
I know, it is payday. And we know it's Simo's going nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. Unbelievable.
No.
But anyway, look, tonight for me, it's a special occasion. It's always a special occasion. And, we at Super League Raw are doing more, especially, Steph this last couple of weeks, gone to Salford, gone to Huddersfield. There's something about going to away games as a supporter in the community. And that, again, is what makes our community so good. Is it, we don't just enjoy our own games, but we meet up like this, Leigh fans, Warrington fans, before a big match that is tonight. Massive game for both sides. We've got people going to Salford games, Huddersfield games. It's what makes Super League Raw, I believe, unique. Absolutely unique. It's more than just a membership. It's more than just shows. It's everything that we're trying to build. So do come and be a part of that. And it's a special time to come to the LSV. We've got a lot of members that are Leopards fans. And I say this every time I come. If you've not been to the LSV, it's a very special place, both in terms of pre-match, the people, there's always banter in there between Wigan and Leigh fans and all the rest of it. But the bottom line is, some of the nicest people I've met in the last couple of years since Leigh's been promoted have been Leigh Leopards fans.
Oh, 100%. 100%. A warm welcome. Great atmosphere at the ground.
Craig Forth is now the leader. He's gone straight in at 20, no doubt about
Has he
it.
had a win?
No doubt about it.
He's definitely payday.
He's definitely payday. He's gone in. He's gone in for 20 notes. Good lad.
Yeah.
Go on, carry on, Dan.
I forgot what I was going to say. I'm just shocked.
Tell the Leigh Leopards fans.
Shocked at Craig Forth party with money.
No, he's got a free ticket next week for Wigan. That's his ticket money. He's
Love it, Craig.
just donating it back in. Go on, carry on.
No. Since we started this week, we've met lots of fans from other clubs, and Leigh have always been welcoming. Great banter with them. You can have a good conversation, a great chat. Really knowledgeable people about the rugby league, steeped in rugby league tradition, which is great, as we all are in this community. But the atmosphere here, when this place, when the LSV gets rocking, that's the 17th, 18th, 19th man for Leigh. It gets you over the line.
Peter Barley's got back. I can't believe what's going on. Carry on, boys. You're making me day. This unbelievable. Peter Barley, it's probably the most we've ever made. Peter Barley, good lad. He's got in for 14. I have to say, though, look at this here, Simo. Simo, you can't go calling people out when you don't get your hand in your pocket. What are you doing with your life, lad? Unbelievable that you're actually calling out other people that are getting involved in this great bit of fun.
Simo, put some euros in.
Yeah, unbelievable. Simo. Wow, unbelievable.
I've got some Catalan beer tokens left upstairs. Could use them, couldn't we?
But anyway, that aside, the fans is what about Leigh fans and the great event that is here. And of course, tonight, again, if you're not a member, tonight it would appear that we have got a special audience with Derek Beaumont this evening. And he's actually asked us to ask our members what questions they believe are still not answered. That's incredible for us as a channel. To have somebody like Derek, who is very progressive, love him or hate him, the guy's progressive. He's progressive, he's passionate about our sport. He wants it to be bigger, better than it's ever been. Nobody can fault him for that. You can have your opinions of Derek, but nobody can Pastor's got him with a 10 now. Unbelievable. I've lost track of who's winning. I've lost track of who's winning. I've lost track of who's winning. No, it's his birthday money. His birthday money now, isn't it? It's his birthday money. But happy 40th, Mr. Kingston. Happy 40th, Sunday, mate. But yeah, like I said, we've got, again, if you're not a member of Super League Raw, we've actually got an audience tonight with Derek, just Super League Raw. And we've already put it out on our WhatsApp group, which is where the members go. And they're sending us questions that they want to get clarity on, that we're going to post to Derek. It will be recorded, it will be put out. So again, we're getting more and more notoriety. We've had some great endorsements from the likes of Steve Mack, Paul Rowley, etc. So we are getting notoriety in the way that we go about our promotion of the game. Let's be absolutely honest about that. So like I say, you really want to become a part of it. If you're not a member, do the QR code, become a member. Peter Barlett, good lad. He's back in. Pete's back in the lead here, Baz. He's not having it, Bazza. He's not having it. He obviously knows that you're getting a lot of birthday money. He knows there's more in your back pocket. So he's just enticing you out. That's what he's basically doing. But no, let's get to the game. We had a chat on Greg. Obviously, we'll go to you first because you weren't on Captain's Run, which was my mistake. I owed me big bestie mate here.
I'll get a beer.
Yeah. Don't just get your own, sir. Don't just get your own, dearie me. But yeah, my mate here, Mr. Dixon, he's on holiday at the moment. He's a lecturer, and he's a journalist by trade, and he lectures journalism. And I completely forgot he's on holiday now, isn't he? He's like part-time, really, as a lecturer. He gets a lot of holidays. And I completely forgot about that. So I forgot to send him the invite for Captain's Run. So we finished the Captain's Run last night, and he comes on at the end. Imagine me, I wanted to crawl under the table. He's like, oh, dearie me. But anyway, because of that, we'll get his views now. So there you go. Hey, up, Nicola Burtonwood, 3 kisses. Nicola, this particular IPA is for you. Brewdog, if you are watching, Greg, put it up, sir. Put it up. No, put it up, sir. Brewdog, if you are watching, sponsorship is available. But yeah, and speaking of, let's be fair, London, you talk about London, Brewdog last year as a sponsor.
Yeah,
a massive sponsor. That was for them.
Fantastic.
Incredible stuff. But anyway, great. Tonight's game, we were talking last night about tonight's game. Let's come at it from a Warrington perspective first for obvious reasons. It feels like it's too little too late. If you win tonight and they were to win next week, which is what Leigh did, let's be fair, Wigan, KR. This is exactly the same way Warrington concerned, but for different reasons. If they can knock off, I don't think they will, but he might differ. If you can knock off Leigh and knock off Wigan, all of a sudden it might not be as crazy to think that Warrington couldn't sneak in. They lose tonight, it's over.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I personally think they've left it too little too late. They've had some poor results over the last few weeks. LSV is not a happy hunting ground for Warrington.
Never won. Never won at the LSV Warrington. The last win the Warrington got was at Hilton Park.
Yeah.
Was it 2008?
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. I was at that game.
Records are there to 43 years before Leigh beat Saints at Saints.
True,
Yeah.
but
So
I
got a few
will
more years yet.
Yeah.
hope against hope. I hope that Warrington win tonight, but I have to be realistic. And we've, we can wax lyrical about the injuries as much as you got, but the kind of, I don't think Warrington are in the right headspace at this moment in time. They've lost a lot of confidence. They've lost to teams that you would, and this is no disrespect, you would expect them to beat over the last few weeks. Casford especially, we were probably a Conor Wrench pass to Mark Sneed away from winning that game, or certainly making it more difficult for Castleton to win in that first half. Yeah. I think confidence is a big factor. And if you're low on confidence, I think the LSV is one of the worst places you can ever come to, because of, as I said before, the atmosphere that the Leigh fans generate, the hostility, but not in a
That's positive hostility.
Yeah, not in a negative way. The hostility to get behind the team and to drive their team forward and to put visitors on the back foot. Yeah. Warrington will bring a few down tonight, and they're always vocal.
Well, actually, on that, how true this is, I mean, we know they'll be able to pay on the game, but, there was certain members last night that were saying that they believe that sub 500 fans have bought tickets from Warrington for this game. Can you believe that?
No.
Well, I know there was 50 tickets left in the league.
Yeah, you'd expect Leigh to have a good.
If
that's the case, wow.
I don't think that's the case.
That's almost white flag.
Well, if that's the case,
and let's be fair, as a Warrington player, if you come out to an empty Warrington stand, that's not inspiring, is it? I mean, if Warrington fans wanted Warrington to achieve, and don't get me wrong, I've got a record. Wakey deserved to be sixth, he did. But if Warrington had any ambition of becoming that sixth place, they need a set of partisan set of fans to be giving them that impetus.
I think the game does just as a whole, because the one thing this season is, and everyone's obviously for the right reasons going with Leigh tonight. Leigh at the former side, obviously, but every game with Leigh and Warrington this year has been close, or Warrington's won. So I know someone just put in the chat there about Adrian Lamb saying it's personal.
Well, hang on a minute. No. That was Adrian Law, Dennis's son, who said that. Who's Adrian Law?
I presume it means Adrian Lamb.
Yes, I know, I'm being facetious. Yeah. But, come on, John, lad. What are you doing there? I mean, it's normally me that gets caught out by the what's it called? The predictive texts. I mean, come on, John, you're a far higher standard of texting than I am. Yeah. Shocking effort. Carry on, sir.
Yes. So
this is why we don't get to.
This is why Super League are always brilliant. Look at the passion. Look at the joy. Rugby League and joy, not. No, it's going to be a really bad thing this for the game. No, we're absolutely passionate about rugby league. Carry on, sir.
Yeah. So I think tonight is going to be a really close game, and I will be disappointed if it's like working with children. I'm going to be really disappointed if it is a poor attendance from Warrington, because it would be typical that you put the performance in of the season and those fans don't see it. That would be so typical tonight. And we all know this fixture's become a bit of a rivalry now, hasn't it? It's built over the last few years. Yeah. There is the element of Warrington not winning at the Sports Village. There is the element of Warrington knocking Leigh at the Challenge Cup. So there's lots and lots of spiciness tonight, and I think it could be a really interesting game.
Well, all I will say is this: we're international, and this I don't get it wrong. Talk about minty fresh, Gaz Wrigley. Hey up, Leopards fans listening from Barcelona. Yeah. Outstanding, well done, mate. Hoping that you're enjoying.
Madrid,
the Madrid, yeah. Hopefully, the Ramblers. Yeah.
Cerveza, no matter what.
Mate, get yourself a paella. Get yourself a big plate of paella. Get the game on. Enjoy the sunshine.
Do you know what? My 4-year-old nephew can't say please in Spanish. That's por favor.
And Carla Collier, our friend Carla, obviously we see Carla. And I saw that Jamie Halliwell in the chat as well. Jamie, come and say hello to us. Where do you want after the game?
Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn. We're going to the Holiday Inn after the game. So if you want to come and join us, Rebecca's going to be with us. Super League Raw members, Leigh Leopards fans, Warrington Wolves fans. If you're in and around the LSB later, why not come and join us for a beer after the game at Holiday Inn? Wonderful to see you all. It'd be absolutely marvellous. But Carla Collie there. Steph's Don't Worry with Animals or Children and Animals. Which one's which? I know. Well, there you go. There you go. Just for you, Carla. I'm really funny now. Carla can't text me. She's like that, Greg. She's like that. She's that excited. She's like that. Stop purring at Carla. Deary me. She won't be coming to the grand final if she carries on with this. Shocking effort. But no. But no, it should look like all fans and attendances aside. This is massive. This is a huge game. Matteson, of course, will make his debut for the Warrington Wolves tonight.
Yeah.
Steph, as a non-Warrington fan, I find this very perplexing. Why would you bring Matteson, a second row when we need a prop, who is short-term contract till the end of the season? It doesn't appear he wants to, unless it's a trial before you sign type agreement.
I don't think it is.
The impression I'm getting is he wants to go back he wants to go back to Australia. So for me, you'd be the same. If you were in the position that Warrington are in, you'd probably rather them give Badrock a go than bring in an Australian. Yeah.
It is a bit of a strange one, especially if there is no prospects of him staying beyond 2025. But I'm very reluctant to say anything because he'll come and have a stormer tonight, won't he? He'll be then Warrington.
Well, he could, but
the thing is,
he's unknown.
If he comes and has a great game tonight, we all know the quota is increasing for next season. Yeah. We all know that Warrington aren't short of a bob or two. So, who says they don't actually go, do you know what, we'll throw a bit of salary cap at you, So it's a good thing for me. I don't think it's the right position that you should be thinking, but it all comes down to who's available. And very rarely NRL quality players become available mid-season. So I can see why they've done it. It adds a bit of extra to the Warrington team tonight. And he will be very motivated to go out and put a good performance in. So we'll see what happens on that one.
I might jinx him here. But I think what I'm going to be interested to see with Matteson, and maybe this is the thought process behind it, there's no doubt about it, that the defensive efforts of Matty Nicholson have been sorely missed by Warrington this year. So it'll be interesting to see, from a defensive perspective, what Matteson brings. I mean, there'll be a lot of focus in terms of what it does from a go forward. But I think Warrington have not found a suitable replacement for the defensive efforts of Matty Nicholson.
And I think that's why they brought Bateman in last year, in the hope that he would have changed his mind and signed. I think that was the thinking behind that. As you said, Matteson might change his mind and sign for us, but I think that was the thinking behind Bateman last year, that he would change his mind, that he would stay here. Once he'd come back to England, he'd stay, he'd sign for Warrington, and he'd be that defensive foil at Nicholson. Nicholson's attack, though, don't forget about Nicholson's attack. We've missed that as well this season. Ben Curry has been superb, but Ben Curry for a lot of games has been operating at number 6.
Yeah, and he's predominantly been 13.
And he's been predominantly 13, but he's been operating at number 6 a lot of time, Curry, this year. So, the jury's out. I would much rather they'd strengthened in the prop area or maybe in the backs, because we've lost a lot of backs through injury this year. But, let's see how he goes. We've not seen the team, so will he start? Will he come off the bench?
Tony Pennington's going for 20 notes.
Why do people start bidding when I'm talking?
We're going to go live from Chateau Sale a few times.
We're back to Chateau Sale sometime very soon.
What are you doing Tuesday, guys?
And then before we go to Steph on Leigh, there's a few things that we'll touch on with Leigh. Danny Walker. I mean, again, we were talking about Danny Walker.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. I'm going to go as far as to say, I know we're missing Matty Ash. I know that. I know that's the case. But I genuinely believe if Danny Walker was fit for the whole season, Warrington are in the playoff position.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I genuinely believe that.
He's been such an important miss.
Yeah.
The goal forward from acting half. Yeah. The kicks, the 40-20s. He has been a massive miss. We throw Danny Walker, we throw Matty Ashton in the mix at Wembley. Warrington win that cup final. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. Danny Walker has been a massive miss. Coming off the bench, I quite like that. I think Powell hasn't had the best season, but who has in the Warrington shirt, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Powell is a steady ship, and I've always said that we maybe needed to start with Powell, especially at Wembley last year.
Defensively.
Start with Powell, steady the ship, and bring Danny Walker off the bench to get that bit of goal forward, that bit of edge to the game. Yes. Yeah, I love a bit of Kylie.
There you go. It's all coming out.
As long as you don't say Vili Vukushevich, well,
Yeah.
that'll be.
I still love you, je ne sais pas pourquoi. But anyway, moving on.
Show the taxi, anyone?
Yeah. Vanessa Paradis. Oh!
This is why.
One for the dads.
Together.
One for the dads there. Vanessa, beautiful. Jola Taxi. Great. Okay, carry on.
I forgot to say that.
Fantastic. Right, okay, so that's Walker. That's Walker done and dusted. I'm going to go to STEF now because the press conference, we were talking on Captain Run about Mulhern, O'Neill, are they coming back, are they not? When I watched the press conference in full, I almost come away from that thinking he's not going to put either in. I got that impression. Did you get that impression?
I would say that Lam is very. He likes dropping out. We're not going to, and then does it.
So you think they're in?
Yeah,
I think they both play tonight.
They both play tonight. Right. Okay. Obviously, let's talk about Lockie Lamb. Mikey Lewis, one behind him now in the assistants. I mean, that was a very, very good night for Mikey Lewis last night.
He had a great game.
8 assists. I would hazard a guess that's maybe a record.
Possibly.
8 assists is phenomenal. But yeah, he shot right up that try assist. Not quite there yet, but he's one behind now, Lockie Lamb.
Absolutely. Lockie Lamb in great form. I mean, there was a big debate in the WhatsApp group last night over Man of Steel. He's got to be Lewis, isn't it? If he carries on.
What this is the problem with Man of Steel, though, isn't it? Because Mikey's missed
only a couple.
4 now, I think it is, Dave. 4. When you've got players like Jake Connor playing every single game, I think pretty much.
Yeah, but he's had a lot of games that are off.
Yeah,
that's Sean Wayne. He's not showing up against Saints this year.
I mean, I put in the chat last night. Mikey Lewis is the best player.
Yeah.
In Super League.
Yeah. This year. Hold on. I agree.
100%. But the way the Super League works, and the problem is because KR is so good. If Mikey's not, if he's a 9 out of 10 rather than a 10 out of 10, but Tanganoa's a 10, then he's lost points. And there's plenty of players in that KR team that can put in a man of the match performance. So this is where it goes against really the top sides. But Mikey will be there. The good thing is for Mikey is he doesn't have to be number 1 because he actually gets decided on the top 3, I think. And then a panel decides who gets it, which I can see why based on that scoring system. It kind of makes sense a little bit because of the reason we just spoke about.
Top panels.
It's a bad week for Derek. One for Derek.
One for Derek later. I don't start talking panels. But anyway.
But yeah, no. Mikey definitely deserves to be on a steal for me. Yeah. But we'll see what happens. And there's still 8 games left. Yeah.
Still 8 games left to go in the season. So we've already established, Greg, Warrington lose. That's it. And the season dinner.
Yeah.
If Leigh win. Warrington lose, Leigh win.
What's a draw?
Second.
It's definitely on, and especially the main thing for me is the KR Wigan because that's the one, isn't it, where you can see Wigan, unless Wigan makes some drastic improvements, and seeing KR last night and the quality. I mean, the Burgess 4 try, it was amazing to watch. But yeah, if they could take points off, you wouldn't bet against Wigan losing more points until they get Thompson back, French back, Field back, so it's going to be very interesting. But Leigh have got some tough games as well, don't forget. They've got to play Leeds next week after you guys. They've got Wakefield to come. They've got to play Hull FC away, Warrington away. So it's not a cakewalk for Leigh. And I think if Leigh are to get second place, I think they're going to have to go unbeaten till the end of the season.
Paul Sculthorpe, Adam. Paul Sculthorpe, last man, back-to-back Man of Steel.
Yeah.
There you go. How's that for knowledge, Adam? How's that for knowledge? Boom. There you go. Paul Sculthorpe was your last back-to-back Man of Steel. Yeah, look, absolutely. And I think, just again, because we can, I think we've covered the war. If you haven't seen Captain's Run, maybe go and watch that. If you go onto our YouTube channel, which you're already on, or if you're on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever you're watching this, if you go to our YouTube channel, there's the Captain's Run from last night. For me personally, the most factual, best analysis build up to any Super League round that you're going to find. Definitely. Go over there. We talk in great detail last night. With graphics and stats and everything around the Leigh Warrington game. We've probably done the Leigh Warrington game to death, quite frankly. So before we finish, let's go back to that Wigan KR game. Matt P. If you're Matt P, nobody gave Warrington a prayer at the Challenge Cup final. Nobody. And at this moment in time, Wigan and they're knocking teams off, but not sparklingly knocking them off. Will Matt P look at the Warrington Wolves blueprint of the Challenge Cup, as opposed to trying to go toe-to-toe with arguably the best attacking team in the comp, because that's what KR are. They're a Rolls-Royce attacking team. Does he go with a similar tactic to Burgess, which is get on top of him, get in the grind, and it's going to be a low-scoring game, and we're going to
physical
game, low-scoring game. Let's get under the skin like Salford did. That fragility that we saw last night, they didn't like it, and they've got to sort that out as KR. If you're Matt P, with what Warrington did in the Challenge Cup, with what Salford unbelievably did to them last night in terms of just giving them a little bit of a, I won't say the brain what, but you know what I mean. Will Matt P look at that and think, do you know what? Even though we're not in great form, we've got a chance here.
I think Matt Pete will not look at anybody else's game plan. I think Matt Pete has a game plan. He has the Wigan game plan. That's what's been successful for so many years. Matt Pete, Wigan are masters of getting under your skin. If you're winning a game against Wigan, they will get under your skin and they will make you lose. They will wind you up. They've got players who do that, and not in a. You know, they've got physical players who will go in, who will wind you up, who will have a bit of chatter in your ear, who will say things, who will do things, sneaky little things, and that's not disrespectful because, you know, that's the way games are won.
They play the limits.
Play the limits. They push it to the edge. Rugby league is a mental game as much as a physical game when you come up against those big teams. Wigan have got nothing to lose because, for all intents and purposes, as we said, KR have got the league leaders shield. And the worst time you can play against Wigan is when they have nothing to lose. So I think they have their own game plan, the game plan that's been so successful for so many years. They'll stick to that. To be honest, Wigan won't want to lose, but they won't see losing against Hull KR as the end of their season because they know in those end of season playoffs, they've got in their ammunition to get to Old Trafford and to win Old Trafford.
Greg does a very good Frank Sinatra. I've got you under my skin. Oh, look at me now.
I thought you were going to sing when I was 35.
No, when I'm 64.
This is why we don't get the same room together.
No more super chats now.
No more super chat. Well, I'm not being funny. If we carry on going the way that we're going, our intention at some point is that we will be in the same room when we do weekly. And I have to say, going off this tonight, it will elevate it. There's no doubt about it. You know, to be able to sit in the same room and banter and the rest. Yeah. But again, we need support. You know, everything that you give us, we reinvest in. We need to be able to pretty much get a studio, really, and to do it properly. That's the ambition of Super League Raw. And I do think that weekly, if we could do it like this with Joel as well, it would be, it'd be outstanding, wouldn't it? It'd be absolutely outstanding.
Joel.
To Joel, go ahead. Mr. Scholes, Mr. Scholes, sir, you are being missed. But anyway, there you go. Chateau sale. Steph has just got to go out and, you know, pay the wages and make sure that everybody's fed. In Chateau sale, he still goes around with a porridge bowl and, you know, dishes out. Gruel, yeah.
No,
absolutely. No, absolutely not. So, you know, Steph has got his chores to do to make sure the staff are well watered and well fed here at Chateau sale. But I have to say, it's a wonderful, wonderful place. What we've got to do now is jump on a plane, private jet, no less, back to Leigh in time for the game. You know, we can't possibly tell you where this secret location actually is. It is the most guarded secret in rugby league, isn't it, Steph? Where Chateau Sale actually is.
It's near Edwin and Pappy.
It is. Yes, Edwin. He's not in the servants' quarters. He's actually there as a trophy.
He's on the border.
He's on the border. He's a trophy.
Edwin feeds the horses.
Edwin, yeah. That's it, yeah. He actually uses the horses for his tackling technique, and even the horses wince when they see Edwin coming into the pens. Absolutely outstanding. But anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this. It's been a really good, enjoyable evening. We're now going to have a little bit of something to eat, and then we're going to make our pilgrimage over to the LSV. Hopefully tonight, Rugby League's the winner. Hopefully it's these two teams do serve up great games, and let's hope that tonight they serve up yet another great game. If you haven't watched our Unpack with Derek, if you're not a member, go and have a look at that. That's on our YouTube channel, and we will, like I say, be recording the interview with Derek. It might not be live. We might be putting that one out tomorrow. We'll have to see what the optics are like in terms of Wi-Fi, etc. It might go out live, but it more than likely will be recorded, and we will send that out tomorrow at some point. So if you're a member and you're in the WhatsApp group and you haven't already seen it, if you go into the announcements, we are hopefully going to be sitting down with Derek a little bit later on. If you would like us to put a question to Derek about the future of rugby league, the direction that is being taken by the hierarchy in the game. Make them good questions, because if it's not a good question, I won't be asking. So, you know, think long and hard about what the question is. Try and get a bit of value in your question. And I promise you this, if we see value in that question, it will go to Derek this evening on your behalf, because again, that's what Super League Raw does. We are a fan community doing it our way. So make sure that you do that on behalf of these wonderful people. We hope you've enjoyed this. Have a lovely, lovely afternoon. And I think Craig and Mark.
Jeeves, put the barbecue on.
Yes, Jeeves, definitely put the barbecue on. We wish you all the very best. And of course, we'll be back for the final whistle podcast on Sunday. That'll be available for your trip to work on Monday. So enjoy your weekend from all of us in Chateau Sale. Bye for now.